morning. Welcome to today. The best day ever. I bet you didn't know I was going to say that. Yeah. Well, we're doing this really great thing this month. We're exploring this very easy read called the Science of Mind textbook. Oh, how many of you have read this book? Cover to cover. Oh yeah. Wait, how many of you have picked it up and just like, this is like eating butter and lemons and just deliciousness, just like, and lobster, just. No? Not so much. But this is a very good book. In bits and pieces, exactly. And we're going to do a little bit today. So last week we were exploring about the thing itself. The thing itself, dun dun dun, which is God, or the universe, or the infinite presence, or the great creator, whatever you want to call it, or love. Whatever that is for you, it is the thing itself. Today, we're going to explore this lovely chapter in this book called The Way It Works. And we're exploring in 2017 values-based spiritual living. So we're going to have a theme every month that's a value. What happened is our organization took a survey of everybody, as many people as possible, of what our values were in the organization. So they sent out this survey out to every single Center for Spiritual Living and all of the lay people and everything. And then they kind of compiled the results and they came up with what our values are. It was really beautiful to witness and see this, but now we have an opportunity this year to really go deep and see what those values mean for each and every one of us. So this month is a really great value, spiritual living. Kind of what we're based off of. And I love this chapter in this book. It's actually a very short chapter. It's only a couple of pages, which is really nice. So if you want to read it, you probably could read it really easily. When I first started reading The Science of Mind, I really thought that I would never like it. And then the more I read it and the more I started to get things, the more I really did feel like it was starting to, become lobster with butter drizzled on it. Just tasty. It's got great morsels of juiciness in it. So one thing I recognize is, there was one time that I was not feeling well and I'd be spending a lot of time being sick. Or I'd be overwhelmed when I watched the news. Or I believed in a global economy that was founded on debt. And I was unhappy in my relationship. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Anybody resonate with that? Any time in your life? Anytime, yeah. So I had these feelings and this upsetness, this kind of a... I wanted to say a challenge with life. Life was difficult. And if any of that is resonating with you, this little chapter, The Way It Works, could actually help you out. It's a couple of pages. So if you answered yes somewhere in my time, in my life, or maybe now, then this little book could do us some good. So I'm going to explore it a little bit today. One thing I really love, Dr. Ernest Holmes said, which is the author of the book, by the way, "It is done unto you as you believe. And so we suffer, not because suffering is imposed upon us, but because we are ignorant of our true nature." There's this beautiful story about this man named Ali Hafed. And he was a really happy farmer. He was loving his job as a farmer. And one day an old priest came to Ali and he said that if he had a diamond the size of his thumb, he could buy the whole county and he could provide enough wealth for his children to live happily ever after. And Ali went home and he felt poor all of a sudden. He felt like he lost everything. He was very discontent. And he realized that he wanted a mine of diamonds. So he went and saw this old priest. And he said, you know what? Please tell me. Please tell me where I can find the diamonds. I want the diamonds. And the priest said, well, diamonds? Well, what do you want with the diamonds? And he said, well, I really want to be immensely rich because I want to take care of my life and have this abundant life and be able to support my kids. And, I thought it was good farming, but that just sounds so much better. And so the priest said, well, all you have to do is go find them and then you'll have them. And the way that you find them is they're on a river. They're usually in a river, and then there's some white sands, and then that's where you find them. And so the farmer decided to sell his farm. He sold his farm, and he went off into the world, and he went looking for rivers with white sands. And he traveled the world. He went to Europe. He went to Palestine. He went to Chile. And he couldn't find any diamonds in any of those places. And he lost all of his money. He got really upset. And he finally just gave up. And he jumped into the ocean and he committed suicide. And later, that old priest was walking along and he went to the place where this Ali's farm was. And Ali had sold his farm to this one man. And this man, he got his camel, and he was giving his camel some water. There was like this little stream that ran through the farm, and he gave his camel some water, and he found this little black piece of stone that had a little glint in it, and so he put it on his mantle. And the priest comes by and he says, oh my God, Ali is home. He has found the diamonds. And the new owner said, oh, no, I just found this on the property. And he said, well, that's a diamond, good sir. That's a diamond. And so they both went out and they started digging through the sand that was on the farmland, and up came all of these diamonds. And supposedly it's a true story about the diamond mine of Golconda. But it's interesting because the guy who had it all along went searching for it and never found it. Now that's just like the way it works, because you and I have it all along. And we go searching for it, and we go on quests, and we go on adventures, and oftentimes people don't find it because we have it all along, and we're looking outside for the thing itself instead of inside for the things that we seek. The greatest treasures are within us. The greatest treasures are within us. Ask and ye shall find. So I want to ask you, what if this year you gave up your belief in limitation? What if this year you didn't think only outside the box, but you realized that there was no box? What if? What's some things that you would say to yourself? I want to kind of play a little game with all of you, and I'll repeat what you say, but the what if game. What if? What if? What if you as an individual, what's something that you can come up with for your individual life, for your individual self? Not stating a declaration, but just a what if. What if I was worthy? What if money just showed up instead of having to work for it? What if I wrote and blogged profusely with ease?
What if I stood up and out without apology and without comparing myself with others?
What if I stood up without apology and without comparing myself with others?
What if I had all the time I need?
What if I had all the time I need? Yeah. Yeah. What if I wasn't afraid? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, what if I absolutely believed that everything was going to be okay? What if I knew I could? Yeah. So I want to play a little bigger game with you. This is called the community game. What if this community quadrupled in size? What if every person who came in here left a wealthy person? What if we had a building donated to us? What if we were so well known in the Bay Area that nonprofit service organizations kept seeking us out because of the great work we do in this whole entire Bay Area? Yeah. Your turn. What if? What if? What if the children learned early different ways of being in the world? Yeah.
What if teens love to hang out here after school?
Yeah, what if teens love to hang out here after school? Because this is a hip place. What if healthcare was free for everyone? An alternative healthcare, yeah.
What if the valets for parking were so overwhelmed, we had to hire more?
Yes. What if we had to hire parking valets all over the place? Because we have so many people coming here and parking.
What if we went on global missions?
What if we went on global missions? Yeah. Jenna? What if we could feed our neighbor? Yeah. Yeah. What if we impacted homelessness for veterans? So you're already starting to get there. I'm going to step this up to an even bigger idea. So in our world, what if there's a global awakening on our planet and I get to witness what global peace looks like through all of our combined actions? What if borders were irrelevant? What if we eliminated hunger on the planet? Your turn. What if when we see a need, we took care of it? What if hate crime was fiction? Yeah. What if people responded with compassion and empathy instead of anger and hate? What if all world leaders had all of our best interests at heart and acted that way? What if we all just really remember who we really are? Yeah. Yeah, what if everybody looked inwards instead of pointing fingers outwards?
What if we all felt good about ourselves?
What if we all felt good about ourselves? What if we were all unafraid? What if we all just saw the goodness in the other? Do you like playing this game? I do too. I do too. And I love it because, again, the thing itself is the infinite everything, and it created all that is, right? And the way it works is through our belief systems. The way it works is through our own ideas of what we believe, our own thoughts, our own feelings. It works through us. Ernest Holmes said that the gardener goes forth in faith to sow his seeds. He has learned that as he sows, so shall he reap. That the law works for all alike. Then knowing that the thing can only work for us, only through us, let us begin to accept today more good than we experienced yesterday, and to know that we shall reap a harvest of fulfilled desires. I love Alice in Wonderland. And I kind of talked about this last week, but I kind of got into it more this week. In Alice in Wonderland, Alice says, "Why, sometimes I've believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. And there was this one time that I decided I was going to write down 6 impossible things before breakfast. And I had a daily journal of 6 impossible things. And I found this journal this week, which I thought was really interesting. So I went ahead and I have one of those days. This was in May of 2008. By the way, I had not entered in ministerial school yet. And these are the 6 impossible things. Number 1, I am a multimillionaire, which I'm working on still. Or God is working on, I should say. Number 2, I own and run fun spiritual camps. Well, that's mostly true. I've got Sister Spirit. I've got Next Gen Retreat. We have Sister Spirit Day retreats. We have 5 Sister Spirit Day retreats, 2 full-length retreats, and the Next Gen Retreat. So that's right. Camps. This was in 2008, before Sister Spirit, too. It was the first Sister Spirit in that year. I am a minister with 2 doctorate degrees. Well, got the first part. I'm a minister, all right? Here's a good one. People pay me to travel the world and speak.
Yeah, and they do.
And they do, right? Now, here's one. I no longer have debilitating cramps. So I have endometriosis. I've had it for my whole life since I was 12. Debilitating, I mean like chronic pain where every month I would have to stay home from school or every month I'd stay home from work. And I don't anymore. I don't anymore. I found an IUD is solution for me. And the beautiful thing is that healing doesn't necessarily have to come in the form that we think it does.
Placebo effect.
Placebo effect. Well, it can come in any form. It doesn't matter. Do you really care how you're healed? No. Are you going to limit yourself to how you can be healed? No. No. So that's a really big one. I was like, oh, wow. No more chronic pain for me. Yeah. And the next one was, I have a big time positive global impact on the world. Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. So I some of those things, I kind of looked at that and I thought, oh my gosh, in 2008, these were impossible. And some of them have already come true. How amazing is that? And I wasn't even thinking about it. I wasn't consciously working on those things. The infinite was consciously working through me to create those things happening. What if you started writing down some impossible things to believe? What if you started stepping into an idea of possibility for your future? Another thing that I love that Vance had hinted at and Bobby talked about also is choose who you want to be. You see, the infinite everything works the same through everybody. And the thing that restricts us most is that we don't realize we have unlimited freedom. We get to choose who we are in the world. And if we don't choose, then what we call race consciousness or group think chooses on our behalf. So if you're not consciously choosing who you are, then the world is consciously choosing for you. And you get to go with wherever that direction is headed. And it may be great, and it may not be. Alice said to the Cheshire Cat, she said, "Would you tell me, please, which way I ought to go from here?" And the Cheshire Cat said, "Well, that depends on a good deal of where you want to go." And Alice said, "I don't much care where." And so the Cheshire Cat said, "Well, then it doesn't matter which way you go." And Alice said, "Well, so long as I go somewhere." And the Cheshire Cat says, "Oh, you're sure to do that, if only you walk long enough." And indeed, you're sure to go somewhere, but is it where you want to go? So it's up to you to choose how you want to be, who you want to be, and to know that there is an infinite expression of the divine that is back of you, that is supporting you in creating that divine expression of love and light in the world. One thing to know is that you are gifted with the ability to choose the way that works for you. Now, you may not really realize that, but I'll make it a little easier. You have an infallible guidance system. Infallible. Let me clue you in to how it's infallible. All you do is ask, am I choosing love or am I choosing fear? Or you can ask, is this a downstream thought or is this an upstream thought? Or you can ask, does this affirm life or does it deny it? And you will clearly have an answer. And that way you can know which direction you're heading in your life that is the most supportive to your highest good. And not only your highest good, but we're talking about one individual that gets into a collective community. And the collective community gets into a global community. And your individual choice helps impact that community. And this community's individual choice helps impact that global community. And this is truly where we start stepping into our vision of transforming lives, touching hearts, and creating a world that works for everyone. We can do that, and we have all the tools necessary to do it. Ernest Holmes said, "How much can we demonstrate? Just what one can believe. How much can we see? How much can we accept? How much can we find in our consciousness that is no longer repudiated by our own denials? Whatever that is, that much we can have." So you're going to choose to have that much? What if you did? What if you did? So I ask you today, do you believe in the prognosis of chronic pain or in the endless abilities of healing? Do you believe in a flawed global economy based on debt, or in the power of our mind to create anything we can accept and the ability to tap into that infinite abundance? Do you believe that you will attract sacred and blissful, open-hearted relationships? Or do you think it's about looks and money? It's about joy and the cultivation of love and light within each and every one of us. Do you believe you'll manifest the job of your dreams? Or do you think that you're going to be stuck in the same old routine every day? If you're stuck now, you have the possibility to shift things. And so I encourage you to open up to this idea that the way it works is by giving each and every person the ability to choose. So you can choose that you're a success. You can choose that you are an impact in the world. You can choose to be that high vibration of love and light. And the beautiful thing is, you don't have to do the work. The infinite everything, God herself, is doing it on your behalf. The quantum field works without rhyme or reason in our logical minds, but it works towards our intention. That's all that matters, is your intention. So I invite you to believe 6 impossible things before breakfast, to play the what if game, and to choose who you want to be. Will you commit to doing that?
Yes.
What if we do? And so it is. Let's pray. I'm so grateful for each and every person in this room. I'm so grateful for that spark of spirit that is in each and every one of us, that is ignited, lit up. I'm so grateful that I know that I don't have to do anything to feel and know this divine presence. It is already within me. And so I am tapped in, tuned in, and turned on by that holy exploration of love and light. I know and claim that it moves through me in a way that capitalizes my greatest strengths, that allows me to surrender to who I truly am. And it lifts me on high in order for me to make the biggest impact in my community and in the world. I'm so grateful to know that each and every person here is valued and valuable. It is absolutely necessary for each and every one of us to really feel and know and see that God is here present inside our very hearts and souls. I'm so grateful to know that I am like an organ of the divine, and so is each and every person, that we all work together in this beloved community, the body of the Most High. And I know and claim that this body is here to work for the highest and greatest good of all. And so I surrender any idea of limitation. I release any idea that I cannot or will not. I release any idea that it's too big or I'm not enough. I surrender any idea that this can't be done. And I step into the idea that I am an unlimited being of love and light. I am an unlimited being of outrageously joyful expression in this world. And that I am here to profoundly impact the globe. As I know that truth is my truth, I know that each and every individual's truth here is also unfolding for the highest and greatest good for their lives. I know and claim that even though our intentions may be different, that underneath it all there is that love, there is that light that continues to uplift and embolden each of us to be in that truth, to be in that light, to be in that love. And so I declare that there is like a waterfall of love surrounding us, embracing us, infusing each and every one of our cells, and opening us to that higher level of wholeness. A greater sense of appreciation, a greater sense of well-being, a greater sense of love and life. And so I just release this prayer with absolute gratitude, humbled and honored. Thank you, God, thank you, to that infinite everything inside, knowing that it has truly blessed me and truly blessed each and every person here. It is good, and so it is.